As the skies emptied over London, the economic ray of sunshine the government had hoped for simply failed to appear. Preliminary figures from the Office of National Statistics say the economy actually shrank by 0.2% between January and March. Worse still, it comes after a contraction at the end of 2011, so the UK is officially back in recession. In Parliament, the opposition laid the blame firmly at the feet of Prime Minister David Cameron.
Why doesn't he admit it? It's his catastrophic economic policy, his plan for austerity, cutting too far and too fast, that has landed us back in recession.
The Prime Minister hit back, insisting he'd be proved right in the long run.
We need a bigger private sector, we need more exports, more investment. This is painstaking, difficult work, but we will stick with our plans, stick with the low interest rates, and do everything we can to boost growth, competitiveness and jobs in our country.
This is the first recession since Britain's economy shrank by 7% in 2008 to 2009. It's Britain's first double-dip recession since the 1970s following the oil crisis, and a key factor in it was a 3% fall in construction. While skylines in southeast England may suggest a buoyant building sector, that's not the picture nationally.
The government cuts, which actually took quite a lot longer to feed through in terms of construction projects than we expected, are now really starting to bite, and the private sector work that we were hoping would fill the gap hasn't yet come through.
Britain's news contrasts sharply with the new forecast by Angela Merkel's government. The German economy should grow by 0.7% this year and more than double that next year.
In Germany's case, because it's inside the Eurozone in particular, it has been able to export to what is basically a kind of closed area for it, inside the single currency. That's what's been driving growth there. It has also, to some extent, been able to export successfully to places like China and other distant markets that are still growing. That's something that Britain hasn't been able to do.
The British figures will be revised and could eventually show a slight increase in output. But until businesses find it easier to borrow money and start hiring, and until people feel confident enough to start spending, some believe a true recovery could take years. Nadeem Barber, Al Jazeera, London.